All right, so now I'm working on the warm up 68. And these, oh, by the way, all these are from former state tests. This has been tested. So it came up on a star test. So you're watching this video as you're watching me go over previous state assessments on 7.3b, I think, is what the one I'm covering here. I'm not really putting the standards in this case because the kids are, they're not going to get tested like by the standard. So everything. So the question is, what is 6 3/4 times negative 11.5? And the first things first, hopefully our kids know the rules. A positive times a negative is negative. It's not A, it's not B. But we can treat it as such that we're going to multiply that because at the end of the day, we're just multiplying. And yes, you know, I'm going to use a conceptual anchor, the area model. I love that area model, guys. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And I'm going to treat this as a 2 by 2. And as I have the conversation, we'll see as I'm multiplying this out that it can only be one of the answers as soon as we're done, maybe with the second step. Maybe even the first step just by seeing 6 3/4. So just the way it is, just the way we're talking about it, because we're going to talk about this problem conceptually. This 0.5 or half. And we have that top, half of, half of, half of. And as soon as we get to the half of, we'll see that it could only be one of the answers. Especially when we're multiplying that negative 11 times 3/4. It's going to have to be 77 just by default. And let's have that conversation right now. We know it's 6 times 11.5, which is negative what? 66. And again, it means use a different color. Ooh, green. All right, so I'm already really close to 69. And then when I ask over here, what is half of 6? I'm getting what? 3. And yeah, I guess I don't really need the negative because everything's going to be negative, right? And it has to be negative. This entire thing is positive. So let me go ahead and do this. So there's no, what do you call it, like confusion here on the problem. So it's going to be, the full answer is negative. So, but we're going to treat it this as positive, right? Because it's multiplying. So I'm already at 69. Whatever I multiply next is too much. So once I go to 3/4 of 11, I'm pretty much done. It's going to have to be 77. And that's my answer. I can actually stop right now and, you know, not continue any further. But let's go ahead and have that talk. What is 3/4 of 11? 3/4 of 11. And I'm going to go the other way. What is 11 times 3/4? Yeah, I've been sharing my previous videos on this multiplication of fractions and whole numbers. I want 11 groups of 3/4. That's easier for me to take a look at. And so what's that going to look like? Literally what it looks like. So let's take a look at this as 11 times 3/4. And I'm going to do this in pairs like of 10, of 5, I'm sorry. Plus. And this takes a little longer, but you know, what you do this with your kids and tell them, you know, you can do this during a test. Oops. I got excited there with the 3/4 without 11, right? And then one more time over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15/4. And then another 3. So it's going to be 33/4. And what does that give me? A lot of 3/4. You can multiply 4 times 8. You can get that 32 with that one guy left over. And so this is really 32 and 1/4. Okay? That's too much. Is it? It's not 32, Chicken Genius. I'm going, dang, the answer is 77. I'm going way beyond. It's 8. It's at 8 and 1/4, right? Because it's going to be 33 minus 32. 33 minus 32 is 1, and that 4th. So that's what I get over here. And then you can have that talk with the kids, right? Add that up. What is going to be that 69 plus that 8? I think you get to the value 77. And then over here, I multiply this, right? Or ask myself, what is half of 3/4? Okay, well, what is half of 3/4? So I take the half of that. It's 1.5, but what's another way to think of this number? 1.5. 3/4 times 1/2. I can do a drawing. Let's see here, but it'll let me do a drawing. Okay, so I got 3/4. right? This is 3/4. I need half of that, so I cut them all in what? Halves, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6, 8. And I can do that as I need half of it, which will be what? 3/8. Okay. So I have 3/8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is half of my 3/4. So it's going to be 3/8. I can take it from there, and I say, okay, now I'm going to multiply. Not multiply, but add. This 3/8 is this 1/4. And so what is 1/4 plus 3/8? Have that conversation with the kids. You know, hey, you multiply times 2, you're going to get that 5/8. And I have a feeling it's there, that 5/8, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. There's your 5/8. Do what you have to do at this point to help the kid out. Use whatever you need to do. I don't do cross product. I wouldn't do that. Don't make that over 32 and simplify. Go to your 4th grade math and say, look, man, times 2, you're gonna get that 5/8. Well, there's your 5/8, and I guarantee you 66 plus 3 plus 8, 69 plus 8 becomes 70 plus 7. There's your 77. There's your 5/8, and you're golden. And your answer again is going to be that C. Just by conceptually using that area model, use what they've learned in previous grade levels to get to a value. This could have been also done with a drawing. I could have done a big old number line and just gone 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4 till I get to the 8 1/4. We don't have that kind of time here in the video, but what I would meant by that means 11 times 3/4 would have been 11 jumps of 3/4. So it would have been, for example, here's 1, and then cut it in half. Here's 2, cut that in half 1/4. So it would have been 3/4, another 3/4, and then you just keep jumping, and you eventually end up in 8. Here's your 9, and you jump that last 3/4 jump, so it ended up there at 8 1/4. Okay, so that's what I mean. A lot of ways to get to the math. You do 4th grade math. You jump to your 3rd grade math, right? And it just goes over into 5th grade math as well. Well, actually, it's 5th grade math, but it started in 3rd, and so on. So there's a lot of stuff here you can go back to. The anchor is still the area model and multiplying this. I knew already right off the bat, as soon as I got to this, so knowing that I'm meant to multiply 3/4 times 11, that I'm way surpassed that 69 value, okay? Because 3/4 is so close to 1. It can only be C, and that's it. So I hope this video simply gets out. Try this with your kids. These are from state release assessments, and we can definitely think conceptually here, model, picture, draw. I'm not using the manipulatives, guys, and these. I'm pretending that we already got past the manipulative, but I can go back to the drawing. I can go back to our anchors. I can use stuff they've previously learned before, and I think they can get there. Good luck.